I'm Kathy Ann Dixon.
And I'm Arlene Owen.
Welcome to Azar.
We want to welcome you to another episode of Azar. Right now, go call up a friend. Let them know that we are on at 6 o'clock. We want to hear from you, so comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Today we are at the Enterprise Recreation Ground in Shagawana.
Yes, and
it's a sunny day.
Yes, and the breeze is blowing too, although it's sunny and it feels so cool and nice. You know, Katiana and I were saying it reminded us of a place in Tabland where we had sports on Easter Monday.
Wow.
Yes.
It brought back country memories.
Country memories. So, Kathy, what's our topic today in this beautiful place?
Well, our topic today is crossing the line in relationships.
Beautiful. Let's go right in. This is a very interesting topic because, you know, this is not, obviously, it's not a line that we see. It's an invisible line. It's boundaries that we need to set when we are in a relationship. Although this line is invisible, you know, we can trip on it.
Of course.
So we want to avoid some falling down. So we want to talk about how we cross the line while we are in a relationship.
Yes. And one of the ways, we're going to get right into it, Ali?
Yes.
One of the ways that we cross the line in relationships is delighting in looking at the other man or woman, or other men or women, while we are in a relationship.
You know, the Bible speaks about the lust of the eye. So we have to be careful, Katian. Sometimes, you know, we are driving with our spouses, and Katian, they are turning and looking back at the other woman in the road.
Yes, I don't mind a first look, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have an eye and the person looks attractive. So there's something innate within us. If something looks attractive, you end up taking a quick, but it's the double look.
Yes.
It's that second look that shows an intentional decision to stay.
And the lingering.
Yes, that is disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. You're crossing the line there with your spouse.
Yes.
And even if you are not married and you're courting and you're in a relationship and you do the same thing, you are crossing the line also.
Yes, and you are crossing the line whether your wife or husband is sitting next to you or if they are absent.
That's right,
because you are putting yourself in a place that you shouldn't put yourself.
Yes, and sometimes Kathian is somebody you know, and when you stare at them like that, they are saying, but isn't he a married man or isn't she a married woman?
Yes.
And they're staring at me,
Yeah.
although they may like the look they are getting, but it does not speak well at all for your spouse.
Yes. And what we should also look at is that we should not delight in others because we have a mate to delight in.
That's right. God gave us our men their own. This is your own wife. You know, sometimes, Katian, we are looking at other man, us as woman, and we will say, oh, you look so good. But, you know, we did not tell our husband that before we left home.
Yes. Oh, gosh, that's a habit, huh?
Yeah.
That wives crave it. You hear it all the time. And it's so easy to be dished out on the job. Oh, gosh, Sandra, girl, I like how your outfit today.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your hairstyle. And that wife would have never heard it at home. So there is something about delighting in your mate and not in anybody else.
That is so true. Katya, another way we can delight too is now we have social media. And you will see spouses just adding friends.
Yes.
Adding beautiful women from all parts of the country. You don't even know these people.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you look at their profile picture, they're half naked.
Yes, and that's a serious thing. You know, Arlene, I see sometimes some people ask me to be their friend on Facebook. And what I do, I go straight to the profile and I start to go down. And as I see somebody naked or in something, I said, why are you looking? And I dismiss it.
That's right.
But then we now make a deliberate effort, and as if we are hunting, you know, when you're prowling, looking to find women just to make. It's like if you don't have anything else to do.
Yes, and you have your spouse already,
yes,
or you're in a relationship with somebody that is crossing the line.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes you may ask your spouse, but how come this person is your friend? How come you are this person? Where you know this woman from?
Yes.
And they answering you and saying, so that's your business? Why are you checking my phone?
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
And then what is bad about it sometimes, we see, let's say it's a male, and it's females, and she puts up on herself on the Facebook, posing in a certain position and whatever, and you will put, God, you're looking sexy. That
cross the line.
You're crossing the line.
Yeah.
Because you are a married person and you shouldn't be coming across as if you are
Single. Sometimes, Kathy, and when they write comments like that, you feel they're single, and then you not watching, or the other person is saying, oh, this a single man who sent and say they want to be my friend, or this a single man who complimented me, and you start to get hopeful as a single.
Yes.
And you're thinking this man, you want to meet up with this man, only to realize he's already married, he's already taken, he's in a relationship. So you have to be careful with your post, because you could be leading on somebody else.
Yes, and that could only happen if we crossed
The line. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have to be careful with our compliments.
Very careful. What's the second point, Arlene?
Katian, sometimes also we can look at a person, and although we are saying we are not staring them down, Katian, we're giving them wink eye.
Yeah.
I find that is so distasteful.
It is.
You think your wife back is turned,
Yeah.
or your girlfriend back turned,
Yeah.
and you winking eye at the other person while you're speaking with them, and the other person realize what you're doing.
Yes. Again, it is disrespectful, and anything that is disrespectful to your partner, it is crossing the line.
Yeah. So be careful with the winking of the eyes or the licking of the lip while you're speaking. You know, you're speaking to the other woman and you're licking your lip.
Yes.
Your lip is dry?
Yes, yes.
You know, all these things we have to be mindful of.
Yeah.
Because sometimes to the other person is saying, this man, why is he disrespecting his wife?
Yes.
Like that.
Yes, and sometimes it turns, like for me, it turns me off.
Yes.
It rubs me the wrong way, because you may feel you're coming across attractive to me, but I feel as if you're disrespecting your mate.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want it for myself.
That's right.
You know, but Aline, what bothers me a lot is the touchers.
Yeah.
I love to touch. They're coming and they're touching you on your shoulder, they're touching you, and they're holding onto your hands and holding it too long and want to be rubbing it. The touchers affect me.
Yes, they are really crossing the line. And you know, Kathy, and sometimes we see it in church also where, yes, you will introduce one person to the other, and the other person is holding the person's hand so long.
Yes.
You know, let go of the person's hand.
Yes.
You shake their hand and you move on.
Yeah.
But they're holding the person's hand. Sometimes they're rubbing the person's hand. All these things are crossing the line,
Yes,
Kathy.
and sometimes it is done innocently, and it's a habit that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is done deliberately,
Yeah.
because the person moving like they're prowling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some people get caught up in it, you know. But it is not something to practice, because it's disrespectful to your mate. And this is either, it goes both ways, male or female.
And look at what I have seen, like, you know, sometimes you're praying and in a circle, and you may be holding another gentleman or another lady's hand, the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And probably when you pray, you might shake, you like to shake, or you might like to rub or whatever, and you subconsciously, you are rubbing or playing with the other person's hand while the prayers is going on.
Yeah.
And your fingers doing this in the person's palm of their hand.
Yes.
We have to be so conscious
Yes.
of the things we do, because
Yes.
these people are already in a relationship
Yes.
and is sending a bad message. It is disrespectful, and it is
Yes.
crossing the line.
Yeah, so and this is uncomfortable sometimes for
Yeah.
the other person, and at the same time, it is a welcome sign to somebody who might say, who don't mind to get into that kind of thing and break
That's
up
right.
a marriage.
Or a relationship.
A relationship.
Yes, remove somebody from their place.
Yes, because you have given you know when you put like an open sign on your door?
Yeah.
Just by the behavior.
Yeah.
So again, crossing the line.
And Kathy, some of us, by going back to touching again, when we hug each other, opposite sex hugging each other, we have to be careful, because sometimes we hugging each other, male and female, front to front.
Yes.
You can't do that, because the woman, we have, you know.
We are built a certain way,
Way.
and the men are built a
Yes.
certain way.
So we have to be careful. If you
Yeah.
have to
Side
hug
hug.
opposite sex, you do the side hug.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they're hugging you front to front and they're keeping you too.
Yes, yes, and it is disrespectful to your mate, and you're
Yeah.
disrespecting the person to who you're doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just because of we are brethren, or you're a friend of the family, the person doesn't say anything, but that doesn't mean that they are not feeling uncomfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it could really, really make you feel uncomfortable, but you don't want, because the relationship is a good one, you want to keep it that way. And then sometimes, what I realize, the moment you say something, they say, but it was not as innocent.
Yes.
Why are you getting on so? You're
Yes.
making it look like if I am interested in you, I'm not interested in you. But it's an uncomfortable feeling when you cross the line.
Yes. So this today is to just bring a consciousness
Uh-huh.
to us that if we do it, to just be careful how we operate.
Yes.
Because it will come across as, it is crossing the line, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know?
So we have to be careful of these things.
Of course.
You know, 1 Corinthians 7:1-2 state that each man should have his own wife and do those things. Everything we talk about is to do with your own wife.
Yes.
You understand? So, you know, just recently, Pastor was preaching and he was saying, in some of these countries, men, you cannot even shake another man's wife. They will kill you.
Hands, the person's hands.
Yes, you can't shake their hands. So we have to, I mean, we are not that way here in Trinidad because, you know, we love each other and it's a greeting.
Yeah.
But we just have to be careful the way it is done, the way we touch somebody else's mate or somebody else who is in a relationship, the way we care about ourselves with them. We have to be careful that we do not cross the line.
Yes, and this chat this evening is not to tell you to stay away from everybody now and you're just running and I'm afraid to talk to that sister and I'm afraid to talk to that sister. Because it is just to tell us be careful how we do things.
Yes.
All
We just have to keep in mind as we continue this conversation that it's all about the dynamics of your friendship, because, you know, Kathy,
Good
like
point.
like I tell you, I have friends, men friends, who is friends of the family, who if they hug you, it's decent, it's respectful, because it's our relationship that we built for years.
Yeah.
You know? So it depends on the dynamic of the relationship, but then there are some people, Kathy, and they cross the line, they do not have that relationship with you.
That's it. Another area is invasion of space.
Yeah.
And this can happen sometimes. The person come up creeping, they come in like creeping up behind you and blowing in your ears.
But Katyana is a big woman. How you could come so close behind me to blow in my ear?
Ears and on your neck.
Yes.
It is too sensual
Yeah.
of a thing for a brethren to do
A
or
friend
a friend to do.
Yeah. And tickling you on the ear and stuff. Oh, those things are no.
Yes. And then I'm coming to talk to you. I know your face almost want to jam, eh?
Yeah.
And not that alone to Arlene. I'm coming up to only whisper in your ear. Now, your lips probably touching my ear, but you're whispering. What is the secret?
Yeah.
Everybody is around. So it is very, very important that we understand that these things come across bad, because while you may be doing it, your wife is in the next corner or girlfriend in the next corner looking on and find she's feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You are feeling uncomfortable while you just cool as ever.
Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes really and truly I realize women do it too. And you are so comfortable because you're probably saying, this is the way I was brought up. I love you, touchy, huggy. But we have to be conscious when we are in a relationship, because you could, Kathy, and sometimes when the other couple, whoever going home, them quarreling whole road, you know, because of what you did.
Yes.
So we have to be careful that we do not cross the line.
That's
this is what
right.
this topic is about, crossing the line.
Yes. Another thing is texting.
Well, Katya, well, you know, everybody have phone.
Yeah.
Some of us have 2, 3 phones.
Yeah.
So it's texting the neighbor, the friend, the colleague, everybody texting. They're texting all over the night.
Yeah.
They're sending texts. Beautiful, good morning.
Yes.
I'll see you on work later. One more hour for work. Do you want doubles?
Yes. Or later they sent it in a text, how was your day? I mean, you may say, the person asked me a good question, but out of the blue, you as a male suddenly to ask me, how was your day? You know, I'm a married woman and things like that. Somehow that you take the time just to send to ask me, how was your day? You have to be careful, especially if you're married too, because I'm wondering if when you came in, if you asked your wife, how was your day, baby?
Yes, and Katya, there are some women, they will text your husband.
Yes.
Texting your husband or the guy you're in a relationship with.
Yes.
They want to find out different things. They need help. Their tire get flat. All sorts of things happening with them, and they're texting them all hours of the night.
Yes.
And sometimes some of them are so disrespectful and crossing the line. They know you too, you know.
Yeah.
They know the wife. But, you know, they won't text the wife first to say, you know, I'm in help, Sister Arlene. I need Martin to come and help me. No.
Arlene, I have gone through times in the past where like somebody called because they were in problems. And you know what happened? I said, babes, let us go.
Yes.
Even if I have to sit in the car, but we go down to help the sister
Yeah,
because
yeah.
whether she stole or whatever happened, but we go out there to help. But
Yes.
this thing where you want to call directly and like you want him to come,
Alone.
we have to be very,
Yeah.
very careful. And in a case like this too, that is where even the mate now have to say, come now, babes, let's go.
That's right. That's right.
So there's a responsibility.
Especially when it's late in the night, because
Yes.
you know the Bible to flee the very appearance
Appearance
of
of
evil.
evil, yes.
So you're going late in the night to help Sister Sandra,
Yeah.
and when you look somebody passing, seeing both of you all alone, not
Yeah.
knowing that you got a call and you went to rescue her.
Yes.
So we have to be careful. Walk with your wife. Walk with another male.
Yeah.
And be careful that you do not cross the line.
Yes, and you know why texting is a big way of crossing the lines? Phone calls are too noisy. So the sneak is that, you know,
Your
I
text.
could do all my texts. I go on the roof, I go under the house, I go
Yeah.
in the yard, and I texting. And we have to be so, so very careful, you know. And you see this thing about making sure your phone lock? I mean, making sure it lock. And if you feel, well, the wife make out or the husband make out the password, you're switching. Every week
minute,
you're switching
yeah.
up your password.
Yes, yes.
What is the big fat secret?
Yeah. And if you're in a relationship and you realize that you sometimes you're out with the guy or the girl and they put in their phone on airplane mode, so you won't hear when it ring or when the text come in, you have to be careful, you have to watch those things. So
Yes.
whole evening, 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever time we lie in your phone ain't ringing at all.
Yes, yes. And if we see deletion on your phone,
Yes.
you're deleting conversations.
Yeah.
All these things are things that can really cause, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So we have to be very careful that we don't put ourselves in the path to cross the line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know, it have a app now that deleting a text after a few
That's it,
hours.
yes.
Yes.
Some people
so
love
they
it.
they downloaded that. But be careful. We don't want to do shady things, Katian. Don't do shady
Yes,
things.
yes.
Going far, or if you get a call, you know, Martin and I, we are sitting down here talking, you get a call, you have to walk quite so by the mango tree. Why are you doing that?
Yes,
Why it is you cannot speak to the person in front of me?
And especially, I'm watching you, Aline, and you're circling the mango tree. You know when you're
Yeah.
indoors?
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
circling. I said, but why he couldn't just say, or why she couldn't just say, well, if it's, you know what I mean?
Yes, I'm spending time with my wife now. Could we will talk later? No, whatever, because you know it's a business or something.
Yes.
But as long as you have to go so far, you have something to hide, Katian.
Yes. Now, if it happens once or something, because it could be a surprise party for you, Aline,
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
trying to hide.
Yeah.
But if it's a habit and you notice every time the conversation when that text comes or that phone call comes, that you have to disappear and go or talk quiet and hush under your breath,
Yeah,
then it
crossing the
can
line.
come across as shady.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember there is another one even with that. On another shady move is like sometimes you may introduce, go on your job, you have a company,
A Christmas event party. Yes.
and you don't want to introduce your mate to the rest of the co because they're
No.
keeping her in a corner. You know why?
You was moving shady with all the other colleagues all the time, and sometimes it have a girl there or a man there. You was speaking and whispering sweet words of nothing.
Yes. And then you study, so you bring her along, and who want to assume she's your sister? Fine.
Yes.
But you're not going to introduce and say, this is my wife.
Yes.
Again, it could come across shady. And
Yeah.
sometimes for the wife, or the husband, this is a kind of, it raises something. How come he not introducing? How come she not introducing me to
Yeah.
her friends? But because of shady movements even before, that you're not confident enough to come out and introduce.
Yeah, true. And sometimes, Katian, you know, you may be walking on the road with your spouse, they meet somebody, and you are just standing there, they are talking to the person, and they will not say, this is my wife, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, this is my husband.
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have your conversation, and then after you say goodbye,
Yes.
and both you and your wife walking down the road.
Yeah.
And in the wife's mind is, but how come you didn't introduce me to the person?
Yes, and there is something behind that.
Yeah.
And it's not that I have bad manners.
No.
There is something behind that. So we have to be very careful how we come across, if we come across shady, because shadiness will lead to mistrust.
Yes.
And mistrust sometimes attracts a certain type of behavior we don't like. It makes
Yeah.
some wives go and want to dig up in your phone. They're playing detective.
Yes,
Because they
yes.
say, why you acting so shady?
Yeah.
And they start to dig. And then you find, why you interfering with my phone?
Yeah.
It's because what you have been giving off. No, we
Yes.
don't want to excuse the lady who is not getting anything but she just want to search your phone.
Yes.
Because as wives, that
Oh
is
man,
not,
oh
oh
man.
man, because that is not our call in life to be a
Yeah.
phone searcher.
Yeah.
You know? So it's something else.
You know, Katian, we spoke about it touching on. I just want to talk about something else there. You know, I've heard where a woman was saying that this person will hug her up, but they're not hugging her up by her shoulder, not talking about side to side, but lower down close to the end of her back, and she
Yeah.
feels so
Comfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I want to say to the men and even women, when you're hugging, be careful of the part of the body you're hugging the person.
Yes.
You know, it really puts people in an uncomfortable way. And to you, it's nothing. Your hand far down in the back, but it's not the right place to put your hand.
You know, we were talking previously, Arling, about, you know, just being guarded about how we fraternize with others
Yeah.
as someone in a relationship. And sometimes you would come up with, so I can't have friends?
Yeah, yeah. We are not saying that at all. We are not saying that because we need each other. We need friends. Friends actually help you with your marriage. They help you with your relationship. They could see something that, you know, you did not see, and they could encourage you. So you need friends. All we are saying is there's a line.
Yes.
There's a line, and we have to be conscious that we do not cross the line. And another thing, Kathy, and sometimes as a spouse, you'll be telling the other person, babe, I feel uncomfortable, I feel a cross the line, and you're saying, so what? A little thing, I can't hold somebody's hand, I can't do this? No. If the spouse said, I am uncomfortable,
Take note
take note, listen, and change the way you operate.
with that person.
Yeah. Don't say, that's
Yes.
how I am, you mean nothing, girl.
Yes.
I just hug up everybody tight when I see them. No. Your spouse is uncomfortable with it, so stop it.
Yeah, so that person that we talked about who you say you could have a friend, if I can't have a friend, remember when they met you, you had friends before.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean because when you get married, you dump all your friends.
No.
But the bottom line, that person who is supposed to be a friend must never disrespect your mate.
No, never. They must not cross the line.
Yes.
You know, they come and they're telling you what to do with your mate.
Yes.
They're even touching your mate.
Yes.
Hugging them, like we say, the way not to.
Yeah.
Don't do those things. As
No.
a friend, you are crossing the line.
Yes, yes. Because marriage is a big man and a big woman,
Woman
thing,
thing,
or
yeah.
a relationship. So it comes with responsibilities.
Yeah.
You cannot be married and acting
Single.
single.
Or in a relationship, you know you're courting.
Yes.
And you're acting single because you want to keep your eyes outside there.
Yes.
Still, you're watching left, right, and center. No.
Yes, yes.
No, no, no. We have to be careful.
Yeah. Another way we could cross the line in relationships is going and asking your mates, relatives for favors.
Without even telling your mate before.
Hey.
Sometimes your mate have friends and you decide you want to call and tell the friend what you want, or you want to meet the friend down the road and do things with the friend, and the person who is really the friend of the friend don't even know. You don't do those things.
Yes, yes.
You are crossing the line.
Yes, it is not healthy for the relationship, and it allows others to see the cracks in the relationship.
Yes.
Because it's, your wife don't know you asked me for this.
No,
Your husband don't know
no.
you asked me for this. They realize that communication, something wrong.
Yes. And sometimes you want to take over all the spouse friend.
What do you mean? You calling them more
Yes.
than me, and I don't call them, and they are my friends.
Yeah.
They are my male, female friends,
Yeah.
or male friends according
Thank
to
you.
how it is.
Yeah.
And you calling up my girlfriends, let's say it's a male, and all my female friends, you calling up and chatting with them more than me.
Yes.
And my friends is like, what's going on with that girl husband?
Yeah. True.
I don't know when last I
Yeah.
talked to Katian,
Yeah.
why he just keep calling me so. So we should know our place
Yes.
and not cross certain lines.
Or you adding, I have my friends on Facebook, you taking all my friends and adding them to your friend list.
Yes.
They are not your friends and they didn't
Yes.
send a friend request. Why are you doing that?
Yes.
And talking to them too,
Yes.
texting them,
Yes.
DMing them. No.
And it's as if you're not giving your mate their space.
Yeah.
you're crowding the space where they had people that they know from the past and everything, but you want to just, like if you're just crowding, but you're not just crowding, you're taking over.
Yeah.
And that could make your mate pull back because
Yes.
it's like, I don't like what's happening here.
Yeah.
You know, Arlene, and you know, we said about asking favors. Sometimes you want to go and borrow money.
Yeah. No.
You want to go and borrow money from your mates,
Friend, family.
family, and your mate doesn't know. Now, this could prove to be very embarrassing because when your relative come and say, you know, your wife called me and tell me, oh, I was in a bind and she wanted $3,000 borrow and I lent her and it's 2 months now and she pay back a cent and you lost.
Yeah.
And it could prove to be very embarrassing, and that's because you crossed the line. I mean, when we joined together, we became a family. But we must remember, it is my relative. Let's talk about it, and I will approach them.
Yes, and sometimes, Katia, you went to borrow the money, and then you come home and say, Gail, I get the money borrowed. And when I ask you who from your friend, Gail, I wanted that time you want to drop you, and you know how to feel embarrassed. How could you do that?
Yes, you don't know the dynamics
Yeah.
of that person. That person could have been somebody who has talked plenty.
Yeah.
And when you look, your name all over the place. You know, Arlene and borrow money, like things I had with them, boy.
Just because you crossed the line.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so important. It's so important to not to do those things.
Yes.
And Kathy, you know, one of the things we spoke about, we did about 3 episodes with abuse, and that is one way that we cross the line in relationship by abusing the person that we are in the relationship with.
Yeah.
So, and we have all different type of abuse: verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and none is acceptable, and we should not accept any.
Yes. You know, like belittling your spouse by calling them names. We want to just hit on it a little bit. Hitting your spouse, holding back finances, embarrassing them on their job.
Yes. And it could
By
embarrass
your behavior.
By your behavior, and sometimes, Katya, you know how it could embarrass them by your job. Sometimes you pass to pick up your wife, and the way you looking.
Yes, she.
Oh my gosh, you ain't fix yourself as a wife. You ain't put a little powder on your face. Even if you don't like makeup, you don't have to be shining. Brush back the hair, it's flying like if you come on a motorbike. No.
Yeah, as a husband, you can't look like Huckleberry Finn. Make sure your pants reaching down to the bottom. You can't cut off all how. You know, it is something else. But you represent,
Oh gosh.
So that's another way you could embarrass.
Yeah.
You know, and then embarrassing them before the opposite sex. Especially the competition. Somebody who you know that have a sixth sense that this person is like a competition to me because they have an issue with me, and you know embarrassing your mate in front of them.
Yeah.
Those things are crossing the line of the relationship that you should have.
Yes. And Katya, and I like that too, because you know what they also do too? Share secret with that person.
Yeah.
And not even tell your wife the secret. And this other person saying, she don't himself know.
Yeah.
I have a secret. We talk this.
Yes.
You cross the line because you put your spouse now in the back burner.
Yes.
Because your spouse walking around nice thinking, you know, and this person now, they have a secret on you.
And they're feeling empowered.
Yeah.
And it's because we give them the power.
Yeah.
And that is crossing the line when it comes to relationships. And another thing is bringing up your spouse's past.
Yeah.
I remember when I meet you, so and so, so and so, so and so.
You're living behind the lane in somewhere, who bring you out here.
Yes.
You didn't know nothing, girl or boy. Yes. I help you. You had 2 jerseys, now you have 4.
Yes.
All these things we do, and we say you're crossing the line. You not this person is God's child.
Yes.
It is not your right to tell them those things, to degrade them in any way, to make them feel less.
That's so true.
So you're crossing the line when you do those things.
Crossing the line because we're hurting them.
Yeah.
And that is definitely crossing the line.
Yeah.
And putting down your spouse relatives. Yeah. We don't talk about putting down your spouse, you know.
Yeah.
But putting down your spouse relatives. This should never be done even if the spouse, even if they're difficult.
Yeah. All of your family is drunkards. It's true. It's true they like the bottle. But every time they can be only telling me that.
Yes. Because blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
And that person is going to feel hurt.
Yes.
Whether the family bad or what.
Yes.
When we decide, let me say it.
Yeah.
The person say, I know they're so and so, you know. But when you only come in, you know them drunkards that a family you have.
Yeah.
You know them so and so family you have.
Don't bring them here.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't bring your drunken relatives here, you know.
Yes. are we using drunk?
Yeah.
But there are so many other things that we could use to make your mate's relative feel so bad, make them feel so bad. You know what I mean? You can't blame them for where they came from.
Yes, that's a past. And the thing about it, you knew that. You went into the relationship with them, so don't be bringing up their past anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, it's already gone.
Yeah.
And you know, that is not the person you marry, so don't be talking about their family. And I like that, Kathy, and blood is thicker than water at the end of the day. People love their family.
Yes. You know, and Aline, there's just major thing that crosses the line.
Which one it is? Being unfaithful?
Oh, gosh. That is a major cross.
Yeah. That is a cross. That's a jump over the line. That's a everything, Katya, and you fall down, you trip.
A flip. I mean, 2 black flip.
Yeah.
Then, you know, you just did so much to get across to that line.
But Katya, all the things, if you realize, all the things we spoke about leads to that unfaithfulness, you know. The wink of the eye, the lust of the eye, the touch, the whispering.
Yes.
All these things that started in your heart.
Yes.
You understand?
Criticizing.
Yes.
Putting down.
That's right.
Putting down. And as you put them, is how you see them in your eyes.
Yeah.
And as you see them in your eyes that way, they become like they're decreasing.
Yeah.
And as they decrease in value, it's easy to see anything outside looking increased.
Yeah, looking big, looking better.
Yes.
The grass is greener on the
other
other
side.
side. Yeah, and you know, Katya, and this unfaithfulness is a topic by itself because it causes so much hurt to the other person, even in a relationship before you get married and you are unfaithful to this person and they find out. Sometimes you're already engaged and you hurt the person so much. They fall into depression. Some people have to migrate so they can start afresh. You know, this unfaithfulness is really, really, really crossing the line, and it's something that we shouldn't do. In the Bible talk about adultery. Do not commit adultery. It's a command, and it's clear.
Yes, it's breaking a covenant.
Yes,
the covenant.
That's right. And you know, we do it, and it's not okay. It's crossing the line, and from the moment you realize that you are being weak in this area, the moment you realize, like, I have a little attraction for this sister down the road and I should not, find help if you cannot help yourself, and do not cross the line.
Yes, and that is why sometimes it's good to talk, and good to talk to somebody who is stronger than you.
Yes.
That's why it's good to have good
mentors.
Yes. And person who you touch base with.
Yeah.
And say so-and-so is happening to me.
Yeah.
And they could give you strategy. Yeah. Boy, that is trouble.
Girl, that is trouble.
Girl, that is trouble. Straight from the pit of hell.
Yes.
To affect your relationship. Yeah. So what you can do, stay away from. Do this. Handle it a certain way. Yeah. Do not answer those calls.
Yeah. I'm not making excuse or anyway, but sometimes, Kathy Ann, it is hard for you to go and tell somebody I am married or I'm in a relationship, but I feel I'm attracted to somebody. Because you know why? When we go to tell that person, they're watching us with this shock on our face. But remember, we are human. We go through different emotions, different time in our marriages that we may feel, I've been here so long and nothing is happening. But you know, don't judge, don't condemn the person. Help, assist.
Yes.
Because what we say, one day for Peter,
one day for Paul.
One day for Paul.
So true. Don't say, but you should know better. You should know better. That's probably because something hasn't happened to you as yet. But so it's important to be there for one another. But Arlene, this topic of infidelity is a big one. And I feel it's something that should be a topic by itself.
We're doing that.
Yes.
We're doing that.
Seeing that it is something that is one of the strongest things.
Yeah.
Or the strongest thing that affects a marriage.
Yeah.
You know, we have left out some stuff, you know.
Yes, but you know what? We know as our family will let us know what we forgot, and you will put it in the comments, and you know, we love to hear from you all.
Yes, yes.
Let's share with one another the things that we do in relationship that crosses the line.
Yes, and if you deal with any of the situations, you are faced with any of the situations you spoke about today, talk to your partner about it.
Yes.
But there is find the time.
Yeah.
And find the right approach.
Yes.
And do it with wisdom.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we want to thank you all for being here today with us.
We love our Azar
family. Yes, we do.
We really, really, really love hearing from you all.
Yes.
So see you next time on
Azar.
Azar.